Good morning, Bande Matram. Welcome all of you. So, on this morning, we are going to discuss a very interesting topic that is on central being and the psychic being. The people who are the sadhakas who are pursuing this integral path, this integral yoga, of course, they must know couple of terms. Not only couple of terms, must know these terms. There is no other go like Jivatma, like psychic being, soul. So these are the terms people must know, because without which there is no possibility of succeeding in the path of yoga. Because these are the terms, these are the roots, these are the path, these are the destinies, these are the careers, these are the goal must be understood, must be listened. So here we are going to discuss on topics, two words specially, two phrases specially. One is central being and the second one is of course psychic being. So anyway, we are going to have some similarity and the dissimilarity, how it works really, what is the real relationship between those two. So these are the things we are going to discuss, of course, from Sri Aurobindo's own writings, and it has to be explained beautifully in a very amicable manner, a very interesting way. And of course, we'll move to the topic. The topic is the central being and the psychic being. Already we have discussed in the previous, I think, episode. We have seen that central being, that is actually known as your Jivatma, and a psychic being almost similar to the soul, but in the process of development, it comes as the focused psychic being. It comes from experience and to develop through the process of progress. So these about these two terms centrally, which we of course meet on often on our path. On the path means it is in the integral yogic path, that is our central being and the psychic being. Still in the course, central being is above the Adhar. Very interesting. In one line, Sri Aurobindo has quoted everything almost what really are your requisites are. These all the queries, all the inquiries, everything has been completed almost with this sentence Sri Aurobindo. Central being, Jivatma, what we say. So that is actually above the other, and most people are not aware of their central being or Jivatma. That is the white, that is the paradox, that is the enigma, that is the puzzle of real life. Because many life people, they don't know, they are no, unaware of this term, the central being or Jivatma, because they are living in the ordinary consciousness. They don't know what life is, why this is soul or psychic is here, taken the shape form, or why it is they are working upon. Everything is totally on, they are unaware of. So still in the course, central being, initially central being is above the other. Second, so this is the first one. Second one is most people are unaware of their central being or Jivatma. When they are actually unaware what really they are doing, they are aware only of the ego. So already we have known the divine works to the ego of the jiva in the lower nature. This is what the ego they know. This is separatist ego. They are well informed of. They know. They pursue. But thing is that real psychic central being, what is really your jivatma, they are not aware of. I can steer in the course to define. Of course, he wants to say us what really this psychic being is. This is truly. Still in the course, psychic is soul. There is no difference. Psychic is soul. It is the portion of the divine, very fine. Psychic and is the soul. Second, portion of the divine that supports. What is the work that supports mind, life, and body in the evolution? Psychic is the portion of the divine. Soul and psychic almost everything, almost the same thing. It is the portion of the divine that what is the purpose? It supports what? Mind and life and body. For what? When? It in the process of evolution. These are the stepwise procedure, and step by step we can ask and we must be able to know. The psychic gets the divine's help directly from the divine. Psychic gets divine's help directly from the divine. There is no via media. It is the great term Sri Aurobindo has termed it, glorified, because glorified it, and of course explained it in a glorious way. Again, Sri Aurobindo comes to the next step, that is the central being, that is not born. Already we know it is beyond the above, it stays above, it does not evolve. Central being is that which is not born, number one. Number two, it does not evolve. It does not come and help in the process of evolution or gets help. So it does not evolve. Then, but presides over all the individual manifestation from above, presides over all the individual manifestation from above. That is the speciality of Jivatma or central being, not born, does not evolve, and presides over the individual manifestation. Then what about the psychic being? Just opposites, just imagine, psychic is the projection here, projection from the divine. Psychic is the projection here. For the psychic being is in the evolution. Central being does not evolve. Here, this is, carries the process of evolution. Again, and from within supports the whole evolution. Again, we can just remember, of course Sri Aurobindo has not given any fixed rule or law so far this supramental yoga or integral yoga is concerned. But thing is that one beautiful message I think you all must be remembering: from inward, inside outward is the rule. From inside outward is the rule, normal rule, what we come and what we prefer, what we see in the usual life. See, surrounding system, surrounding affects the system. If there is really where we are staying confined, that is our system, small system, and the surrounding, it is actually environing, it is actually around her almost every time. This surrounding really supports the system. Surrounding is affecting the system. I mean, if there is a hotness, too hotness outside, naturally we stay confined and we put some fan, AC and all. And when it is too much cold, naturally we get dressed up with sweater and all. We need to be warmed up. But thing is that sometimes actually always this is the case, outside or surrounding it affects the system. But actually there is also another case what we have seen, what we have observed, that the inside also affects the system, surrounds the system affects the surrounding. But thing is that is the system, not the ordinary system what we speak of. But thing is that suppose you are burning something like a fire inside a house. So naturally this the influence, out of the influence of this fire getting burned inside the house, the little bit outer environment gets hot, gets heated, or something else gets lighted. That is what we see normally in our normal vision. But thing is that that is what ordinarily we see. But inside also in our system there is also a fire that is known as the psychic fire. When the psychic spark, psychic soul is the spark of the divine, when it actually gets developed and the burns blooms, and of course gets fully up to a psychic so-called psychic fire, then what really happens then? It affects the surrounding. It affects the surrounding. Surrounding gets influenced by the system due to the influence of the so-called our psychic being, that is the spark of the divine that is inside. So likely Sri Aurobindo has quoted, from inside outward is the rule. Here also Sri Aurobindo quotes about the psychic being. It is the projection here, number one. Psychic being is in the process of evolution, number two. Number three, within supports the whole evolution. It supports mind, life and body, and supports of course whole revolution. And number four, it receives the essence of all experience. Already we know, already we have discussed, it has come for the experience and progress and the development. So it receives the essence of all experience, and finally by that develops the personality Godhead. Receives the experience, and with the experience it grows towards the develops the personality Godhead. This is the difference between psychic being and central soul, and this is the great work of their purpose of manifestation. Again, Sri Aurobindo of course quotes here, the self is at once in all and in many. Already we have discussed that in the previous episode. We have seen the self is at once one in all and many. One in its essence, it manifests all the individual self, and which may be described as the in nature and an eternal person of the divine. Very interesting way, very fluent way it has been described. The self is at once or one in all and many, one and in all and many. And many it comes because there is multiplicity of the divine. Divine wanted to, he was one, but actually decided to become many. The multiplicity came to the first picture. One, it's in its essence, it manifests also the individual self, which may be described as the nature. Manifested itself as the individual self, which may be described as the nature. Self described himself as the individual self, which is described as in nature, and eternal person of the divine. There is no doubt of it. Eternal person of the divine, eternal. It was, it is, and must be. In spirit, a center of the manifestation. In spirit, it is the center of manifestation, individual, but expanding into the on universality and rise into the transcendence. It has become nature. Then eternal portion of the divine. In spirit, a center of the manifestation. Then and individual, but exceeding, it is individual but exceeding into universality and rising into the transcendence, that is the speciality that is of the self. Again, we'll see very spectacular portion of our discussion. In the central being above, it is the central being which is above the evolution, because it does not take any part in the process of evolution, above the evolution, always the same, and we call it Jivatma. That's what we have seen and we have also discussed. It is a spark of the divine that is going into its full divinity as a portion of the divine. That's what already we have seen, we have already discussed. It is the spark of the divine growing into the full divinity as a portion of the divine. Again, the central being and the soul are both different ways, portions of the divine, not in the same way, but a different way. It is the portion of the divine. They are, in fact, two aspects of the same entity. Two aspects of the same entity. For one is unevolving above nature, and other the psychic being which evolves in nature. So this is the difference, and Sri Aurobindo has quoted again. Here in the course, the central being, which is a phase. Phase central being in our yoga is usually applied to the portion of the divine. Already we have seen discussed. This phase central being in our yoga is usually applied to the portion of the divine in us, which supports the rest and survives through the death and the birth. Supports the rest, number one. Number two, survives through death and the birth. It has no disintegration, no decline, no ceasing. So it survives. This central being has two forms. One is above and one is below. Above, what is there? It is Jivatma, our true being, of which we become aware when the higher full self-consciousness comes. Only with the arrival of the higher self-consciousness, we become aware of the central being, that is Jivatma. That is number one aspect. Number two, below, is his psychic being, which stands behind the mind, life, and the body. Already we have seen. The Jivatma above, that another difference we'll see. The Jivatma above is the manifestation in life and presides from above, presides above over it. But the psychic being stands behind the manifestation in life and supports the manifestation. That is the difference. Against here in the course, the natural attitude of the psychic being is to feel itself as a child. Natural attitude of the psychic being, that is to feel itself as a child, the son of God, number two, as a child, number one. Number two, the son of God and the bhakta. It is the portion of the divine, already we have seen. One in essence, but the dynamic of the manifestation, there is always even identities, in identity, there is a difference. Against Sri Aurobindo differentiates. Jivatma, on the contrary, lives in the essence and can merge itself with the identity with the divine. That is what. But two, in moment it presides over the dynamic of the manifestation, where from above it presides over the dynamics of the manifestation. Knows itself as one center of the multiple divine. It knows itself as the center of one multiple divine, not the Parameswara, not as the Parameswara, but actually it is the center of the multiple divine. Because it has been divine, has been multiplied. It is important to remember the distinction, otherwise there will be least vital egoism. Already we claim, I even here, I know. All this vital egoism will develop. One may begin to think oneself as one avatar. So that is what coming in the process of your vital egoism. That's what we're looking. Or lose balance like Friday with Ramakrishna, that comparison you have seen, that's what may come. So individual must be developed, and he should must know the psychic being. He must know the central being with a difference and with a similarity. That is what the major point of discussion right now. Vande Mataram.